So today we get to talk about the immigration office. Today was the day when I had to renew my visa. Well, actually it's next month, but if I've learned anything from experience is that you should go to the immigration office as soon as you need to beat the English teacher rush. No, like most people start teaching in the fall semester, so everyone goes to the immigration office like at the same time, and it's a real pain in the ass. But anyways, first I'm going to talk about different kinds of visas. Korea has very different categories of visas. They go from letters A through M, and each one has like a subdivision. But you guys are probably going to be most concerned with the E2 visa, which is the teaching visa, and hopefully not the E6 visa, which is like a entertainer visa, you know. There's also the much coveted F visa, which is if you get married to Korean, and I think there's a different kind of visa where if you've been here a few years, if you have some fluency with Korean language and you can fend for yourself, then you get like a special kind of visa, which is also very. There's a tourist visa, which I'm not sure about every country, but when I came to Korea, like just to visit, I just walked through the airport and got a tourist visa. It was that simple, that easy. Japan does that too. It was very nice. But anyways, the thing about visas here is that you do not own your own visa. For example, you can't just come to Korea with, like, you get a job, you come to Korea, and then you hate your job, then you just leave and then find another job. You can't do that. Your employer owns your visa, which kind of sucks. Okay, if they're treating you bad and you want to find another job, you can't do it unless they give you like a letter of release. Now, you need this letter of release to get employment, or otherwise you gotta wait for the visa to expire. And that's why the F visas are very much coveted, because you have your own visa or your spouse has a visa, so you can find employment. And another thing, most people think that you can come to Korea, get a job with a Hagwon or with schools, and then you can do private tutoring for extra money. Not a great idea. Don't do it. You get deported for that. It's actually a crime to be moonlighting. So sometimes I see people on Facebook, they're posting, hey, we need an English teacher for private tutoring, and actually if you do that you can get deported. And there's actually people who like, there's actually groups of people who kind of like hunt for or try to trick foreigners into doing private lessons, and then they report them. It's called the anti-English spectrum, but that's another crazy story. This morning I renewed my visa, which is probably, for me at least, the most dreadful part of the year. I mean, this past 2 years I've had very bad, not very pleasant experiences at the immigration office. There's two immigration offices. There's one is Mokdong. That one you'll probably hate. I did not like that immigration office very much. And there's a new one here in Jongno. Not to sound offensive, but the way Koreans do things sometimes seems very disorganized to us foreigners, and it can be a real headache. Which immigration office you go to depends entirely on which district you're placed in or where you live. If you live in Mokdong, I kind of feel really bad for you. I mean, if you have to go there, because that office is kind of a wreck, in my opinion. And when I had to go there, it was real pain in the ass finding the place to begin with. But now I know how to get there. I mean, there's plenty of information online. So you get there, and you have to get a stamp to pay for your visa, and unfortunately it's not even on the same floor where you're supposed to do the visa stuff, so you gotta look around for that. What really sucks for me was the waiting. The last 2 times that I went, I was there all day, and what the nice thing about it is you get like a number. Koreans, everything is very, I don't want to say organized, but some things are very organized, like going to the movies and going to the bank and going to the doctor. You get like a number and you just wait and you watch the screen and it tells you which number is next, and it's very nice, very convenient. But the thing with the immigration office is there's just so many foreigners, and It's kind of sucks because you know it's Korea and everything else is so convenient, and then there's this small population of foreigners, and yet they all have to come to this same building in Seoul, or actually one of two, and they all tend to do it around the same time of the year because they all tend to get hired around the same time, and then you were stuck there for like hours. I was there for like 8 hours. It was not fun. I don't like going there. So this year I went to the new Jongno branch. Actually, I went to the old one and then I went to the new one. And by old one, I mean the old Jongno branch and then a new Jongno branch that I didn't know about. So I'm gonna tell you that story. I didn't have to go to work, so that's a nice thing. I woke up 7 a.m. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna deal with their bullshit this time, and I'm gonna get there in time, because you know the visa process can be very tiring. So woke up at 7, got ready, took my bus. They gave me a paper at school. It gave me the address. I'm like, I'm gonna find it. So I went there, and Google Maps was not helping. The address was flawed, and that's the thing about addresses in Korea. They're not what you're accustomed to in like the Western world, where it's just like very organized, and well, it's organized in a very Korean way, which makes sense to them. Actually, it's remnants of the old Japanese residency system. So like the old Japanese address system, I don't know, it's very weird because you might have like number 115 here, and then like on the other side of the other block is like 116 or something like that. So their numbers are off basically. So everybody here in Korea uses like a GPS, but in my case the GPS was not helping me very much. But anyways, after I finally found the immigration office, I was so happy. I went up there, and what happens? Nothing's there. And there's a sign that says, oh, we moved, which is at this point kind of expected, you know, because I've always had this feeling of everything's really disorganized, and different people don't really seem to communicate to each other when there's changes, and then that just kind of screws everyone over. I don't know if anyone else has experienced that, but that's just my feeling. I don't feel like there's enough communication. People just know things. No one really tells you anything. If you're Korean, you have like you just know. But anyways, so I was kind of glad I got there early, because I knew something like this would happen. It always does. And so I went out hunting for the new. So for you guys, if you're going to Sejongno branch, Jonggak station, exit 6, go straight. To your left is going to be a bank. Then further up to your left is going to be like a little bookstore. And then just a little bit more is this very beautiful glass building. And that's the immigration office. So that's how you get there if you live in the north side of Seoul. So I got there, and I actually like this office very much. I mean, there was no one there, and well, there were some people there, but I did not have to wait so many hours. And I think that's mostly because I came like as soon as it said I could renew my visa, because next month everyone's gonna go there. I'm like, no. So I beat them to a punch, and actually there were some people starting to show up, but I was kind of hoping that people were late because they were just as late as lost as I was. So I was really secretly hoping that people didn't know like I didn't know. So that really helped. And to my nice surprise, the stamp office is on the same floor, and it's actually in the same room as the visa stuff. So that's very good, Korea. Thank you for that. But even though I thought I had all my documents, when I had to pay, they're like, oh, we only accept cash, so take cash. I had to run to the bank to get cash to pay for the little stamp. And then when I got back to the counter, the lady was, oh, and you need 150 to print, to make copies of these documents. And she didn't tell me that at first, so I had to run back. So I had to run back twice to the bank, and then when I got there, I was like all sweaty and wet because, you know, it's rainy. But anyways, I was like the only wet, sweaty guy there, and I got my stuff done. Bam, 30 minutes. That's really good compared to 8 hours. So yeah, that's my little immigration thing, and it's really something that you guys will either love or hate. Love because you don't have to go to work, or hate because you're gonna be there for 8 hours if you're not there early. So I suggest going really, really early. take all your documents in a little packet. You're going to need your passport, your alien registration card, which, by the way, you cannot get a phone if you don't have one of these. So yeah, alien registration card. You're gonna need 30,000 won to pay for a stamp in cash, plus maybe 2,000 won or $2 to make copies. You're gonna need a copy of your contract, which, even though I had a copy to give them of my contract, they wanted another copy of the copy that was for them, which is really, I didn't know about that. You're going to need like a school certificate. The school gives you a certificate that says you work there and that you're going to work there. It's just kind of like proof that you're employed besides the contract. And yeah, you're basically set. I mean, you have all that, boom, another year in Korea. So have a good one, guys, and I hope this was some way helpful to you. I mean, I wish I'd known more about this place. So actually, I don't even think it's a good thing telling you guys, because, you know, the more people that know where the new visa or immigration office is, the longer I'll have to wait next year. But, you know, if I wake up at 7 a.m. again, it should be fine. In the end, it took me like 2 hours after I woke up to get to that place. So if you think you're gonna go, I'll go at 9, you probably won't find it till like 11 or something, or you're going to be waiting a long time. So, oh, one more thing. Please discuss on the forums, you know, throw in a hi. If you want to know more visa, immigration stuff, open up a thread. I really want to build up a community there, so it would be very, very nice. And I'll see you guys soon.
And this one is called Jolki Joliju,
Yeah.
we think.
We think
KGB lemon.
KGB lemon vodka, one part.
Okay, this one's really good. It's kind of like Smirnoff Ice, the lemon version, and it's real tasty.